When we last left off, the party had left Greenest in a better state than, or as good a state as they could before they, at the behest of Tarbor Nighthill, tracked the raiders that had ransacked Greenest. For you guys, just a stop on the way, a place to rest that turned into quite a bit of work. You set out. Before heading out, a rather thin, spindly, bald-headed, small monk approached you, informed you of his master's disappearance, and his concern for his master. After saying that you would just look for him and see where that leads, you head across the green fields to the south to a place marked on the map, potentially a raiders' camp, where, given the size of the raiding party, the tracks were not hard to follow. They led to a plateau, a uniquely shaped horseshoe formation amongst these hills. And approaching cautiously, already donned some robes, and just walked in. Acting like they were supposed to be there. And we ended on a charisma check. And that's where we pick up.
Was the last part about a charisma check?
Yeah, we did a charisma check. And I don't remember, did we act on the results of that, or is that just how we snuck in?
After you snuck in.
Okay, alright, so we're...
Should still be in the chat if you scroll up.
Yeah, it's up there.
Left it.
Yeah.
21, even 17.
Yep.
It's pretty good. Did you pull us to the new map?
I'm working on that right now.
Alrighty.
On hotel Wi-Fi, so.
Wow.
So is there anything you'd like to do before pressing in? Conversations you'd like to have amongst yourselves? Prepping horses or whatever?
I don't want to be standing out here talking right by these guards, so
Okay.
I just kind of point and say, hey, let's get over by these tents over here. There's a little open spot. And we'll start walking.
As you guys push forward, feel free to move yourselves where you want to go. As you guys push forward, you pass dozens of people. You see, just at a glance in total, what's in front of you, maybe 50 or so, 60. Keep pressing in. upwards of 100 people, not counting the kobolds. The kobolds that are running around are frantically going to and fro, picking up supplies, bringing it here, bringing it there, chittering, chattering the whole time. The folks in this camp, the humanoids in this camp, all manner of dress. Most of them do not have the black robes. There's a lot of t-shirts, there's a lot of pants, there's a lot, just casual wear. It seems just at a passing glance that they might have taken them off. A lot of mercenary leather. The tents are split. Many of them are canvas. Some of them that you see the kobolds running in and out of a lot are mud thatch huts. They're fairly well put together, but they're rude in their own way. There doesn't seem to be too much organization to this setup. Things are not lined up in rows. There's footpaths weaving in between all the tents. The cliff walls rise slowly as you descend in. So, from where you're standing, Merrick and Taz, walls behind you are probably 30, 40 feet tall. Looking back to the end, towards the back of the camp, probably closer to 100, 120 feet tall. And these walls just surround you. It doesn't look like there's too many spots to be able to climb out easily. There are 2 guard towers, one at the front, and one immediately on the map to the right, set up on the wall. Guard tower is maybe 60 feet. There's one tent that stands out among all the others, surrounded by drapes and heavily armed men. On your way in, as you pass a cluster of tents on your right, you notice several villagers, maybe even recognize one as a villager from Greenest. And the last thing you notice from this viewpoint is directly to the south, a 2-column wooden post, 2 wooden posts, thick tree trunks, supporting a man unconscious by ropes bound from the wrist, stretched out between the posts. Can't tell who. Not from this distance, but you can make it out.
Just to recap there, we're wearing their uniforms right now, aren't we?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just gonna act nonchalant, just start unpacking my stuff. Setting up little camp spot. And kind of wander over to this guy. I'm like, hey man, we're lost. Our commander was killed, or the guy in charge of us. We just joined. Not sure where we're supposed to go.
Where's the food at?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Um, you see middle-aged man, tan skin, few scars, turn towards you. Food's over that way. We're waiting for orders ourselves. Right now, it's hunker down, and there's something going on in the commander's tent. When they finish up, I guess they'll tell us what's going on, what the next move is.
Oh, cool. We got separated. It sucked. All right, we're going to grab some bit. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm just going to pick up the horses and help everybody, get the horses so they won't wander off and head whichever direction he was pointing at, which I'm assuming is somewhere towards the main camp. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pointing just like right behind him in the tent. And you go in, and it's just there's one cook behind a makeshift table chopping some meat up, butcher's apron, pot of stew sitting on a small cook fire to the side, and you can go in and grab a bowl and
go and grab a bowl, and I'm going to look at the food real carefully. Does it look like decent meat or nasty?
Actually, it looks pretty good. It seems that these guys are hunting. Look, it's venison. You'd recognize it immediately from the smell.
Hey, you guys got some burgers with you. I like it. And then just walk back to the table.
You can see as you kind of glance around and get cozied in, a lot of these guys are doing just that. Seems like they're just waiting. You see guys playing dice, sitting down across from each other on the top of a barrel, just throwing dice. You see guys just leaning on their pole arms, just bored out of their mind. It seems like this is a limbo state right now.
Well, listen to conversations here.
Yeah, that's...
Pick up anything.
Okay. Everybody everybody's listening in on conversations. Are you walking through the camp, or are you just listening to what's around you?
Where we happen to be, we're just listening. We're just not talking very much, acting bored.
Eating.
Yeah, because right now we're eating, so yeah.
Can't talk now, eating. Listen.
Okay. Is there anybody like, is there a bunch of people in here? How far are we to the next dude?
There's one here, there's one here, there's one here.
Oh, I thought we were in the tent. I'm sorry. I thought we were in the tent. Okay.
I figured you were standing outside the tent.
Okay.
Just
so I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna walk up to this guy right here with my bowl of stew and just say, "Hey, just got to camp. What's up with the guy hanging on the ropes?"
He's some. I don't know. The commander was all in a tizzy. Brought him back. He's gotten the special treatment. He's brought back with the rest of the villagers, but that one, she has a special interest in. I don't know much more than that.
All right.
Of my pay grade.
Yeah, then I'm just going to wander back over by our stuff.
Whose orders are we waiting on now?
Either Steinrath's or Resmir's. One of the two.
Make note of those names.
You obviously recognize Steinrath, yeah. Steinrath is the, you would all recognize the name, is the blue dragon, the blue half dragon.
The one that gutted me.
Yeah.
And he, I'm Stew is good. Actually, I've not eaten in a while. Any rumors on where they're sending us to next?
Make a persuasion check.
Nice.
Unfortunately not. No, he's Vanrath and the commander are just keeping things real close to the vest right now. I did hear one guy. I heard another guy saying something about going west, but other than that, I got nothing. Just as informed as you, apparently.
I guess they'll tell us, figure out what we need to know. Man, this stew is good. You tried any?
I did. It is damn good.
Go back in my bowl and kind of wander away.
Because I
I'd
wanted
like to make.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I'd kind of like to go check out the dude hanging. Like if we can make our way down towards that part of the map. What do you guys think?
Okay. Yeah. You can move your token over and just kind of walk through the camp.
As I leave, I'm like, I'm going to stay over here. Probably not good for us to move in a clump.
All right, I'm gonna leave my horse too.
Okay.
He's still up my horse. Ah,
Let me see if I can.
yeah, I don't know how to ungroup.
Yep. Hang on 1 second. There you go.
Okay. I'm gonna walk down. I'm gonna walk. Ah, I think I just. Sorry. The horse is not coming with me. I'll move it back. I'm gonna. Oh, they're still grouped. It's okay. I'm bringing the fucking horse.
Hang on. I got it. Let me get back to what I was looking at. Put you back on the board. Mike? All right, there we go. Let's see if I can. Okay. And good to go. I don't know why my computer was going a little slower.
All right, so I'm gonna talk to this. Oh, now I have 2 tokens.
Already gone.
Okay.
Okay.
Cast Twin. Sorry, I'm gonna talk to this guard and say, and I'm gonna ask him the same thing. Hey, just got to camp. What's up with this guy? You know what he did?
The guy looking at you is a little shorter, bald, a little wider, holding a blade that sits maybe 2.5 feet taller than he is. Kind of looks up. Yeah, apparently this one pissed off the commander. Is some sort of spy.
Bastard. So I'm gonna check out the prisoner. Does he look like he's hurt or in bad shape?
You gonna go up to him, or
No, I'm just observing. And does he look like he's been badly injured, or is he still in decent shape?
he's fucked up.
Okay.
To put it nicely, you one side of his face is totally swollen shut. The other, the jaw on this side, looks like it may have been broken. His arms are covered in lacerations. Like somebody took a knife and was just slowly, just one at a time, going down his arm.
All right.
Make a perception check. You look through the beating. He just might fit the description of the guy that you were looking for. Maybe. But probably.
Okay. Did you get any of those shots on him?
Fortunately, no. That was the commander's work herself. She had some quality time with him alone. Kind of looks back at him. He's got a temper.
All right. Well,
Praise her glory.
hopefully he'll get his what's due to him. We'll chat later, and I'll walk off back up to the. Oh, I saw Taz. You coming down?
As you were there too. You want to make a perception check?
I think he's on the phone, or he's muted and doesn't know it.
Something's wrong with his shirt.
Oh, there you go.
Get used to the mic. Yeah, I'm just walking around listening. I'm eating my stew.
Mhm.
Good
That
stuff.
guy's,
Good stew.
that guy's fucked up. This is good stew.
All right, I'm gonna go up here and relay that information up to Merrick. I'll say, Merrick, that's our guy.
Oh, well, there's no surprise, huh? That ain't gonna be easy.
And he's really hurt, so I don't know what the plan. I'm whispering. I don't know what the plan is, but he's not gonna be able to get out of here. Probably, he's not gonna be much help. We're trying to get out.
Well, no matter what, we ain't doing anything until dark, so I think we just need to lay low and keep our eyes on things, maybe see what's going on. I'm going to kind of walk around the camp a little bit, just kind of on my own, and Just look at people. I got some surprises coming. Just smile. Oh, as I do, I kind of stop. I've got 2 bows. So I pull 1 bow and about 5 arrows, and I hand them to Umari. I don't know if you can use these, but I don't need to, and it kind of sucks you have to wait until somebody runs up on you.
Okay, what kind of bow was it?
It's just a long bow.
You got any arrows to go with that bow?
Yeah, I give them like 5 arrows. I can hold them for now.
Longbow +3, right?
Yep. Merrick. Actually, everybody roll me a d12, please.
A D12?
D12.
Okay, hold on, sorry. 12.
It is, won't be me.
Bottom right hand side there, right?
Yeah. Yikes.
Doesn't be any of us.
If you guys take time to settle into this camp over the course of the next hour or so, listening to the conversations, just hearing who's around you and looking at the various different characters that are around you. Give me 1 second. This is what you hear. Give me 1 second. I'll read through them quickly so you guys don't have to. The cult has been ranging far and wide. Small raids, collecting treasure. Renus was the closest target to the camp. Seems like they left the closest to the last. Praise Tiamat's glory. Kobolds are here because of their worshipful attitude. Makes them easy for Rezmir and other high-ranking cultists to control. They are not well liked by the humanoids. The monk, somebody clocks him as a monk, you just hear the word. Why else? She has a special interest. Why else should we keep that creature alive that way? Rezmir hopes to learn from him. What Rezmir hopes to learn is anyone's guess. Plunder from the nearby settlement is stored in the cave. As you got closer to the guy held up by the posts, glancing off to your left, it's not hard to miss. There is a giant cave opening towards the back end of the camp, at the highest parts of the wall. No one but Rezmir knows how much is there, but it's got to be huge. A lot of the guys are talking about how much they took and how little they're seeing. Hunters who bring in the antelope or the deer are not cultists. They are rangers, mercenaries that bring it in. Mother of dragons, praise Tiamat's glory. All the nations of the world shall tremble before her majesty. Cave at the back of the camp is off limits to everybody, except Mondath and Resmir. Mondath is a name that you recognized before, Frulam Mondath. Another character that was wearing purple robes at the, you clocked her on the parapets on the keep. The word or the term "the nursery," quote unquote, has been bandied about in this camp. Rumor has it she plans to hatch a clutch of dragon eggs. How long? Who knows? Resmir is a half-black dragon. Came to the area a few months ago, set up camp. Mondath handles everyday operations. Prisoners are used for manual labor. A few have converted to become cultists. Most die eventually of overwork. And then they're fed to the drakes. Or taken to the cave. And don't come out again. The half-blue dragon, Cyanrath, is Mondath's right hand. And is seldom far from her side. He has a rigid sense of honor, but you don't want to piss him off. All of this you collect as you're hearing the different voices and conversations, and that's what you know over the course of the next couple hours.
Just a question about Forge. I see that Cyanrath, we have some NPCs in that automatically have been appearing in our journal. Will these guys get automatically added as well? Or is that somebody adding those?
It's me adding those.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we could do that, or that's okay.
You, I believe, I set it up so that you can go in and add notes to the NPCs that I'm putting in, but I'm putting the NPCs available to you guys as they come to you.
Okay.
Right. And if you look in the party notebook, we've got some of them dragged in there. As it get dark, are there a lot of fires or just a few?
In 1 second. No fires yet. You're looking at about midday.
Oh, that's right. Oh, we got to wait all day for it to get dark. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have several options. I mean, you can hunker down and wait it out, and we can fast forward. You can choose to do something in the interim, set something up. The time is yours to do with what you will. Tell me how you want to use the time. You have a day, or half a day at this point.
Umari would like to take the time to chat with this spiritual guider about his spells that he needs help with. Because he thinks he missed something.
While he's having this intense self-study, I just kind of, without getting too close to anything important, just kind of roam the camp again. Only looking for anything different or to actually spot somebody.
Okay.
I'll do that once every couple hours. Other than that, I'm just hunkered down.
Mm-hmm. Taz, anything?
Nope. Just staying on the down low and listening.
Okay. Couple of things, Merrick, as you get more comfortable and peruse a little bit more of the camp. The guards around the main tent. As soon as you get within here, as soon as you get within 10, 15 feet of the guards, not even the tent, they start walking towards you until you walk away, and then they go back. They are highly vigilant. They don't want anybody anywhere near this tent. The guards watching the guy strung up do not let you approach him. You can go up to the guards, you can go up to a certain, but you can't like get up next to him.
Alright, well, on my next walkthrough, I won't even get close to the guards. I'll just kind of make a loop, like I'm running an errand. But when I'm here, out of the corner of my eye, I'm kind of watching the wall behind and just looking for all nooks and crannies that might go away in the dark. That's it. I'm just
So like over here, this way?
Exactly. Just getting real familiar with that terrain just in case, and then I go back.
Okay.
So trying to
Oh shit!
while staying in the dome mode, trying to keep mental track of exact numbers of troops, civilians, kobolds.
Oh yeah, we can all take time out and make a nice accurate count. Double check each other even. We got hours.
Everybody make intelligence check. Taz, do it with advantage. This is not your first time doing something like this.
I need to get back into that map. I'm at the world map. I accidentally left click.
Okay.
I don't see it in my map. Did you say intelligence?
Yep.
I can't see my token. I don't see any tokens. I'm on the raider camp, but there's no tokens.
None?
Your token got deleted? Okay.
No, all tokens. Just the map.
All tokens. Okay. That might be because your token was deleted. Can you see them now?
Now I got it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't find your tokens.
Intelligence.
Merrick.
I ran out of fingers and toes. I'm sorry, man.
It's like counting fish in a tank. You go 1, 2, 3. Stop moving. 1, 2, 1. Amari and Taz, your best estimates, and they corroborate with each other, are maybe 125, anywhere from 110 to 125. You're not 100% sure, and about as many kobolds.
What time is it?
I'd say you guys have spent another few hours. It's about 3.
Okay.
I'm going to watch particularly what happens when people are coming and going out the front. You know, in and out of this camp.
Not too dissimilar from when you entered.
It's kind of a casual check, feels like.
It's a casual check. But as the day goes on, they seem to be getting more suspicious
Of me or in general.
of people coming in.
Ah,
As the day wears on, they're expecting fewer and fewer stragglers. And they're getting more and more suspicious of people as they come in.
Particularly looking at people that look like hunters leaving. They just kind of walk out.
Yes, and you clock that they are all recognized and recognizable. They know who they are. As you approach about 4 o'clock, the sun starting to reach the apex of the plateau, casting long shadows on the tents and the ground. The flap of the main tent bursts open, and a black dragonborn, black dragon, half dragon, comes out of the tent. As soon as she does, everybody stops. Looks. She pays them no mind. She has essentially... She is more dragon than whatever the other half is. Her face looks like a tiny black dragon on shoulders. The horns come around to an impossible point, and her eyes burn yellow. They are just intense. It's hard to gauge what emotion she's feeling necessarily.
Would it be hard for me with her as a favor?
She's not a dragonborn. She's a half dragon, which is
gotcha. Okay.
very different from dragonborn.
Gotcha.
She stomps out of the tent, storms out, goes over to where the I'll actually just bring her out so you can track. She starts walking out towards the front of the camp, of the plateau, and as she passes you guys, you get a good look at her. Oddly, she's walking with her eyes closed. And then you see her open them. And she just keeps walking towards the front. And then you hear huge beating wings. And then overhead, over top of the plateau, just swoops over it, and then circles around, lands in front of the plateau at the opening. A massive black dragon. And it crouches low, snaps at a couple of the cultists just to fuck with them. And then you see her get on it. And take off. Shortly after that, Cyanrath himself, the flap opens again, leaves the tent, and beelines towards the cave.
I'm watching that cave best I can. Keep track of how long he's in there?
An hour goes by. 2 hours.
Anybody happen to mention the dragon's name? Oh, there's such and such.
Nope. You do hear mutterings of as the tension leaves the camp, and everybody kind of breathes a sigh of relief with this monstrous thing gone. You hear mutterings of fucking unnatural. You hear praise her glory. Tiamat will rule. You hear just a general dichotomy of they are scary as fuck. a lot of people, even though they are cultists, show a reverence and fear equally for this creature. In fact, when the dragon passed overhead, several of them just dropped to their knees in full deference to it. Full bow. And the cave is where you see the most cobalt activity. They are just like little ants buzzing in and out of that thing, just bringing stuff in, taking stuff out. You see some of them carrying small wheelbarrows of maybe refuse. Some of them bringing in firewood. Some of them bringing in giant cauldrons. Like 2, 3, 4 of them carrying these large iron cauldrons filled with some liquid that smokes. You see at one point in the day, it strikes you as the weirdest fucking thing in the world. Several kobolds, like 6 or 7 of them, come running in as fast as they can, carrying an entire wagon filled with ice. And they just bolt right into the cave.
I'm also looking around. This is pretty involved. You said there's like little mud huts and stuff. This is starting to become a permanent structure, isn't it? This whole camp. Does it feel like it's being built?
Feels like some of this, because you know what these tents are. You've seen people use them. They're not permanent tents. And there's no other than the watchtowers, there's no other foundations. There's no other places or plots.
They're not
building
a structure or a
it seems like whatever that cave is more permanent than anything else outside.
I gotcha. Okay. Kind of relate. I'm like, guys, this may be here for a while, but they don't intend to stay. But I'm thinking we need to figure out how to get in and out easily before we just try it cold.
Pushing 6:30 at night. 7.
I grab a meal, just kind of.
The sun has started to go behind.
I'm watching for dark spots. I want to see how lit this camp is. I'm looking for where the shadows are.
Let me see if I can make that happen. All right. Where you are stays relatively dark. It seems to be getting darker as the sky goes down. There's not a lot of light where you are. There's also not a lot of light where the villagers are.
Okay.
Over here. And there's not a lot of light in the big open area in front of the cave.
All right.
Seems like a lot of the lights are coming from, the tent areas. Trying to... Right. Let me see. Yeah, that's not working for some reason. There you go. Hopefully. There we go. Okay.
Very nice.
So, the sun slowly sets behind the plateau and casts most of this place in a very dim darkness. For those without dark vision, you can still kind of see, but your eyes are in that weird space of the torchlight, shrinking your pupils and the darkness dilating them.
I go ahead and take off the mask, the cultist mask, but I leave the robes on. All right, guys. I'm just going to try and look around a little bit. Let's see, is that? At that point, I just kind of fire off. Where is it?
Fireball.
Yeah, I wish. But with using that umbral sight, so I've got my 90-foot dark vision, and anything that uses dark vision, I'm invisible to.
Noted.
So at that point, I'm just walking, not looking sneaky. I'm just kind of walking, but I'm seeing what's reacting to me, just looking for kobolds, basically. Just, because seeing if they see me when I walk by.
From 90 feet away, no. As soon as you get within 60, they clock you. They don't do anything.
No, but
They don't.
So
but
they
they
can
can-
see me, though.
They can see you, and it seems like it's within 60.
That's with umbral sight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did not know that. Okay. I'm just going to walk like I'm looking for a place to take a piss.
Wait. With umbral sight, I'd say within 30. Like you have to get relatively close to them before they clock you.
Okay. All right. So I was just kind of noting that, just seeing how far away they react to me.
Okay.
just kind of wander the actual perimeter this time. I'm not approaching this guy. I'm just walking behind the area.
Stealthily?
So
Or
I'm not making a lot of noise here. I'm
just for shits and giggles, roll a stealth check.
okay.
If you're just walking, but carefully walking, I'd count that as stealthy. Yeah. As you hug this outer wall, nobody seems to notice you're there.
All right. I don't get close to the cave, but I just kind of.
And I'll stop you and say where you were. You could walk up to.
Okay, that's
the guy
what
strung
I was looking
up.
at. Yeah, it's like
You could have just walked right up to him and nobody would have known.
I just kind of cruise on. At this point, I turn off being stealthy. I'm just walking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna cruise this way on back to the camp.
As you pass one guy. This guy right here is just taking a piss against the wall. He's swaying a little. It seems like a lot of the humanoids, at least, have retreated to the tents. It's a lot less busy. As it gets a little bit later into the night, you're hearing a lot less. Still talking, low murmurs here and there. You have not seen Signwrath come out.
Not once. All right.
Not once. The entire day.
Boys, as far as I can tell, that guy's still alive. Nobody's been messing with him. So apparently they don't want him dead yet. How about we get a night's sleep here? Because we're going to figure out how we can get out of this camp if we grab him. And I think we're starting to rack up the information we need. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we've pretty much got all the information aside from walking in and introducing ourselves.
Yeah, and, if I get a chance to look in the cave, maybe, but I'm not going to try too hard. I think it's a good way to get killed.
Yeah, I think getting that guy Legion out alive is a problem.
Well, let's get a night's rest and see what we can come up with tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day, and, well, we're here anyway.
You guys all take a long rest?
I think, yeah, unless something comes up, yeah.
Okay. Anybody setting watch?
No, I'm just going to sleep. There's plenty of people watching.
Yeah.
You all bed down for the night.
Sweet.
And recover any points lost or things used.
I think it's good, isn't it? Isn't there a long rest button somewhere?
There is, top left. It's a little bed.
Top left of your character sheet? I mean, I'm fine, but I'm just curious for...
Right next to your portrait.
I remember that, but I don't have it.
Nope.
That's what was messing me up. I was like, I know I saw it.
Yeah. Let me see.
I don't think I have anything spent anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but...
Under hit dice.
Under hit dice.
Under hit dice.
S rest and L rest.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Because we're using a different character sheet.
Yeah. I had to, apparently, according to Kevin, disable it because it was broken for now.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, the other one that shows little beds
Yeah,
underneath your picture is probably what you're looking for.
yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for.
Okay.
Whew. Well, we lived one day here.
Morning comes about 8:30. Sun rises, and the camp comes back to life as people start moving about, and the kobolds haven't really stopped completely throughout the night, but they died down quite a bit. It seems that they do rest, but not like the humanoids do.
I got up fairly early, and is there like still setting up the kitchen area? You know, like before it gets crowded, before the food's even done. I'm gonna roam into there. Morning, gentlemen. Hey, I'm going stir crazy. Who does your hunting for you? Who do I talk to? I want to put this baby to use, and I tap my bow.
I don't know that there's really anybody you need to talk to. It's more you just you let them know that you're leaving and you're gonna come back with a kill.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah. Appreciate it. I head on out. I'll go back.
Here. As you exit the tent, you hear "Attention!" and Cyan Wrath. You look over, is standing at the cave with his arms behind his back, just looking out over the camp, and immediately everybody snaps.
I just snap up as well. Put the mask on like I forgot it.
Yeah. Nope. No, there you go. Cyan Wrath steps out and heads over to the prisoner. And just looks up at him. He kind of pushes his chin. And his head braces up and it just flops back down. You hear a very low tone. He says something to him, but from this distance you can't tell what. He heads back out to the center. We leave tomorrow. First light. Get your shit together. Anything left will stay left. Those prisoners, we have no use. One guy goes up, kind of looking a little confused, like, you know, with his pole arm. Like, looking like, do I kill them now? Or like he's not sure. Use them for the day. We kill them before we leave. He just kind of shakes his head and walks back towards the cave. The guy you've been talking to near you. Well, I guess that answers our question, huh? And
These guys are harsh.
they don't really... They're a hassle to deal with. Some of them go kicking and screaming. Some of them are cooperative. And some of them, they're too young or too old. It's too much baggage to carry.
I guess. All right.
More of a mercy than anything else.
Yeah. That bastard that signed me up for this shit should have explained a little more to me, I guess. Oh well. You get what you get. I laugh.
What's with you? Walks off. So, you guys have one more day.
Guys, I think we got a problem.
Yeah. So what's the and hold on. Are we near anybody?
I make sure we.
Yeah, you guys can like tuck off into a corner and talk amongst yourselves. There's
Okay.
groups doing that all the time.
Okay. So last night when you walked, I mean, are we gonna try to get that prisoner out of here, or are we just gonna?
That prisoner, I'm like, I kind of point over with the villagers. I'm like, well, what about them? Can't leave them either. This is another. This is like the church when we had to grab everybody. I think. I'm not leaving them.
They may not have a bloody choice. I
There's
mean,
150 of these.
I'm all for a good fight, but I'm not up to dying today.
Well, I don't necessarily say we're going to die here. We need a really good distraction is what we need. Which I might be able to give us. Can you get us the hell out of here? If I provide the distraction of all distractions, can you guys book out with as many people as you can?
I don't know how many people. I mean, I don't know how to do that.
This camp has one exit, one entrance.
Right. So I need to get. If I can get all eyes off the entrance for just a minute, and if you've already got the guy that we're trying to get out of here, you just run through all them villagers and just tell them to run.
What about the prisoner?
No, grab him. I have him already. We sneak him out of here. We sneak him over, and you get by the villagers. I'll make a distraction, and you guys just grab as many people as you can and run.
Can you, last night when you were sneaking around, I'm assuming that you kind of relayed your findings.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Were there any of those kobolds down there? Or
I didn't see anybody down there last night. I think I could get behind him and get him out of there and into your hands. Or we can go together, just quiet. I can see for all of us at night. That's not a problem. And then you guys take the prisoner, and I'll go make shit happen.
Those villagers aren't getting out here. We might, but they're on foot. They'll get run down.
Well, I better make it a really good distraction. At least gives them a chance. We leave them here, you know they're dead.
I'll try, but I can't promise that everybody's getting out of here alive.
If we do it before dawn, right before they're getting ready to leave, they'll probably just leave them when they leave. They ain't got there's no value in them staying. They want to go somewhere. We let them go. It's worth a try.
Okay.
I mean, if somebody's got a better idea, please tell me. Oh my God, because this is gonna suck.
Just leave.
Well, I can make some distractions too. I don't know what you have in mind, but I can certainly help a little bit.
No, you get those people out of here alive, because yeah, I might not make it past this distraction. There's a real good chance they're gonna get me. Y'all just need to get out. Save as many as you can. At that
Female humans on foot. None of them are getting. If they have the courage, if they round up the courage to actually try them.
We can just give them a chance. Just tell them when the craziness starts to run. Besides, it's a better cover for you guys. If they're chasing down hundreds of people, there's a better chance you're going to get out of here.
All right.
Mission. That's what he thinks. He just kind of goes and sits and like, wow, this is going to suck. He starts writing letters home. And,
Okay.
yeah, he's...
For the
Also,
purpose
what's legit? What are the logistics here? Do you want me to go down and try to get this prisoner? Are you going to go try to get the prisoner? No.
How
And
about
you're
you and I can see fairly well in the dark. Let's go as soon as it gets dark, like right before dawn. Grab him, get him back. We'll join up with Taz. You guys get all mounted up with the prisoner and whatever else you guys decide to do. And just give me a minute, and then I'll go make a hell of a distraction.
Should we put the horses? Should we set up our camp for the night closer over here to these
Yeah.
commoners?
Yeah, let's go, just as close as we can without being suspicious. That's a smart man. Yeah, I like that. Maybe we can get some word into these guys. We can do some whispering.
I can't move my horse.
It's not your horse. Yours is right there.
Oh, my horse is Bud.
I
Okay.
think so. Yep. Is your horse? So remind me. Merrick's got Tilly. Taz has Ollie. Yeah. Mari's got Bud.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
Close
Did
enough
these-
to some of these commoners here to talk to them without
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely, yeah.
dragon. Without the dragon claw.
Do these
Hearing.
how tall is this foliage? Like, are we just walking into a bunch of bushes, or should like?
Oh, it's like
or
tall
just
grass. It's like tall grass up to your knees. It's
Okay.
And as the day goes on, except for my actual bed roll, I've got everything packed up, so literally just have to cinch the saddle on the horse and go.
So what's the plan? What do you guys? You're moving over here. You want to like signal? Like, how do you get the attention of the villagers? What do you?
Are the villagers just kind of, are they segregated completely under guard?
They're under guard.
Okay.
What are they doing?
They are. Some of them are doing mundane tasks like peeling potatoes. Some of them are doing fletching arrows. Some of them are chopping firewood, like whatever they can do for mundane tasks that the rest of the camp doesn't want to do or can't get the kobolds to do. They're giving it to them as long as it's something they can do while under guard.
Gotcha.
Like they're not sending them off to go do something and then come back. It's whatever they can do there.
Is the one that's fletching arrows a little bit away from any of the guards?
Yeah. There's one here behind this, just kind of sitting in between the tent that you clock. There's a motherly looking person who comes out of a tent and is walking around checking on the others.
I see this. I kind of reach in. I got a spare set of traveler's clothes, and I just kind of pull out a pair of pants. I'm looking at it like I'm looking at a hole, and I just stroll into this area with it. Looking for like a little old lady somewhere.
One of the guards goes over to you, kind of puts his polearm across your chest.
Oh my god! I just want to get something fixed here. I got a rip in my seam here, man. You don't want me freeballing, do you?
You walk with me. And he turns and he walks right beside you. Hey, Janet, get over here. Little old woman. And apparently he knows her name. She comes hobbling over. Yes?
I just kind of hold my pants up and I'm like, yeah, these got a rip at the crotch. There's not. And I just kind of give her a wink on the other side from where the guard sees. I'm like, just heard you guys can fix things.
I can fix pants, but I don't know how much more I can do than that.
But just if you could do that, please. They're a little threadbare. Seen a lot of road travel.
Sure. Give me 15 minutes.
Oh, no hurries. I'll just come back later.
She takes him, goes off, sits down, and starts sewing them together.
I'm like acting like I'm waiting, but not impatiently. Just like, so I go to the garden. I'm like, so, how's this batch working out?
Well enough.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame, isn't it?
What?
Well, we're done with them.
You notice this guard is wearing the cultist regalia. It looks slightly different from the rest you've seen. You see tall, pointed pauldrons on his shoulders. Much nicer leather for the cloak. Not wearing a mask, long silver hair. Looks to be half elf. Very, very stern expression. You also clock from this distance, being as close as you are, and looking him up and down. You see a pin with a triangular top and two lines coming down. And as you glance over to the others, you see the same pin.
Forgive the new guy. I just kind of tap up on where the pin would be if I was wearing one. What is this? I keep seeing it here. I'm not familiar with that.
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
He narrows his eyes at you. And then relaxes. If you don't know what it is, then perhaps you shouldn't know.
Some dude signed us up. We got drunk and woke up in service. I just smile. Just trying to figure out what the hell I got myself into. No worries.
No worries, indeed. Wait over there. I'll let you know when it's done.
Back over this way a little bit.
He turns. You do notice that these guards are, a couple of them, a lot more vigilant, a lot more responsible.
Point them out to Taz, and I'm like, those are the guys you're going to have to kill first, I think. Quietly, obviously. Hey, they die first.
Nothing I do is quiet.
15 minutes goes by. Your pants are returned to you. It's really good work.
Do these prisoners look upset?
They look like they've accepted their lot. They look tired, worn down. Many of them are just doing their work like rote. It looks like a lot's been beaten out of them, not just physically.
Wow, that's tragic. Whew. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep packing my stuff up and watching these guards, listening for anything new, watching the skies for big leathery wings.
About half hour, 45 minutes ago, with you guys right there making a lot of noise and packing and clanking pans and stuff like that. Taz, make a perception check. And I'm going to do a thing on my end. One of them is it's a younger woman, maybe in her 30s, long dark hair. Kind of, you hear and you turn around to see this woman. She looks human, servant's clothes, apron, kind of leaning against the tent, peeking in your direction. And you see her kind of wave you. And then you immediately look over and see the dragon claw staring at your old troop.
Well, he can't go anywhere while he's staring at us, so I'll wait to see if an opportunity presents itself where I can kind of head over there and make it look like I'm going for a piss or something.
Okay. She's noticing your hesitation. Looks over and kind of starts thinking. And she just does this. And she disappears. About 5 minutes go by. and you hear, I'm doing it right. You're not. Look, you're breaking it. It's not broken. And you hear this argument break out. And then you hear, and you son of a, and then you just hear fighting. And all of the guards just swarm in to break up whatever is happening on the other side of a tent that you can't see.
I'll turn and look to see if she's returned to where she was before.
She is there.
All right. I'll use the opportunity.
You walk up to her.
Why are you here? Nobody camps next to us.
When the time happens, and you'll know it, run.
I knew it. You're the one's the greenest. You were there. I saw you.
Quiet. It's going to happen in the morning. You'll have one chance. We'll do our best, but
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
we're getting out of here. Before sunrise.
Before
That'll be
sunrise.
your chance. For those that are willing and able to try and get out. They're going to have to run, though.
Run us down. How are we going to get out?
We'll have to try and make it past the entrance and fan out. Hide. Use darkness. Use ridge lines.
Well, anything is better than this. Thank you.
She disappears, and just as you are getting back to where you were, the other guard comes around the corner of the tent.
And I'll finish zipping up or buttoning up my trousers.
You all also notice two of the guards dragging what can only be lifeless bodies of two of the villagers. Blood pouring out behind them.
Wow. What kind of condition do they look?
That amount of blood? Probably dead.
Yeah. Whew. See, just kind of sits down and starts writing and cleaning up all his equipment.
Not to be nosy, friend, but you better be careful what you write down in those letters of yours.
Oh, it's just personal stuff to Mom. Nothing detailed. And I just laugh.
You do not see anybody from the FCS here.
Yeah, I'm just making a stack.
Mm-hmm. So,
Hey, Mom, we infiltrated a Cobalt Dragonborn camp today.
Yeah.
We're just waiting to plan our big escape in the morning, love.
So, you guys, I take it, unless there's anything else, we're going to fast forward to nighttime. Is anybody...
Are there any other horses here besides from R3?
You don't notice any other horses.
Before we go into the nighttime. We take a short little 5-minute break, bio break,
Please, yes.
and then
those were the very next words out of my mouth. Yes. That we're gonna say 10, 15 minutes. We return, and to you guys concocting some sort of extraction. What you just managed to signal the villagers that shit's gonna happen sometime tonight, and you are hunkered down next to them.
Yeah.
What would you guys like to do?
Wait till things settle down, dark and quiet. You know, when people sleep.
Okay. Is that across the board? Anybody else want to do something?
I'm good.
Okay.
Very quietly, make sure that my bedroll, everything on my horse is good to go, just in case.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, try and take my horse with you when you go. If not, no big deal. I'll manage. I can move pretty quick, but still.
Okay.
I'm like, Amari, come with me. We might need to help this guy back. And I guess this is it, guys. And I start.
So we hit 6 o'clock. The day goes on, and the sun.
Let's hug this cliffside.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay. As the day goes on, and the sun trails across the sky. You guys keep to yourself. Grab food at lunch. Grab food at breakfast. Grab food at supper. Just go in and mill about your day, blending in. Keeping an eye on the rest of the troop. The most eventful thing that happens during the day is 2 of the mercenaries get into a fight. They scuffle, and one guy is left unconscious on the ground, and the other guy walks off with his coin purse. You see a pack of kobolds run into the cave with a giant wheelbarrow full of firewood. You do not see Cyanrath come out. You do clock somewhere in the middle of the day Frulam Mondath come out of the cave. Talk to one of the mercenaries, and then go back in. Mercenary leaves the camp, never to be seen again. The sun rests behind the plateau. Things are just starting to get dark. You can see the oranges on one side, and the dark blues creeping up the sky on the other. Anything anybody wants to do? Any prep?
Settling down. My quarterstaff and my javelin go on the, just my quarterstaff. I pack on my horse to tie it on.
Okay.
So I'm carrying nothing on me so I can move fast, travel light.
Horse is ready to go.
Okay.
Quietly.
Maury, I take it you're doing the same, getting your horse ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Devin rolls by. 8 o'clock rolls by. And it gets dark. The lights click on. Somebody flips a switch somewhere on the stone wall. And the braziers and the torches come to life. You hear the crickets. Tonight is a lot quieter. Much less movement. Much less talking. You hear the occasional whispered conversation off in the distance. Sound tends to echo inside this plateau. You've noticed over the past day or so. But night has fallen.
I just kind of grab Umari and we just kind of act like we're talking. And then every once in a while we'll just kind of walk casually, just like we're shifting up the wall, finding a new spot.
We're in darkness, right? Where we're at?
Mm-hmm.
As we go, I kind of make note, nod at wherever we see a guard.
Ellis plays with his torch. Lights it, lights it.
Oh, how do I disengage that?
Engage what?
Oh, I've got it's showing me what I can see. Never mind.
Right.
Close your eyes.
We're hanging here. I'm keeping an eye out and looking for the best timing. I'll take as long as it takes until it feels clear.
You guys very slowly make your way. Both make stealth checks with advantage.
How the fuck did that happen? Hold on.
Yeah,
3 and 3.
Saving throw. Damn it.
I'd say you guys get about there before Umari, you kick a stone you didn't see, and you hear the and one of the guards turns around. Hey, no one's allowed back here.
All right, sorry. And I just walk this way like I'm supposed to be getting out of here.
No. The other. Oh, the other way.
But my tent's over back that way. I'm pointing back down this way.
I don't care where your tent is. Go around that way.
Muttering to myself as I wander back. Until I get
He
to
just
where
kind of shakes his head, turns around, and starts walking back. You hear him muttering too.
Okay. We're gonna try this again.
Let's, you want me to go by myself?
If we get caught, if we get caught, then we're gonna get caught. What are you thinking? What are we doing here?
Oh, we got to grab that guy. Get him out of here. I mean, we don't gotta, but I think we should, shouldn't we?
Yeah. But this is the only way. Yeah, right? Okay. I've got an idea. I don't know what the rules are here.
Then just tell me what you want to do. And we'll make
Okay,
it happen.
so how many times while we're doing this again can I use my cantrips?
Your cantrips?
Yeah.
Those are whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, outside of combat, they're you can kind
Okay.
of to within a limit. You
Okay.
can kind of spam them.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast. So to help us sneak, I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
Okay. It's
Okay.
concentration,
That's fine.
so it can only do one at a time.
That's fine.
Okay.
And we'll give it another shot.
Okay.
All right. And
For the first time in your life, Umari, you feel something push into your consciousness, external. It's comforting. It's not much, but you know it's enough to notice, and it's there. And you feel like you could try it again, and this time you have something helping.
Perfect.
I'm like, all right.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, you go first. I'll follow.
How long do you guys wait between doing this?
Oh,
Do you
let's
guys
wait
go,
like
go
45.
again?
No, let's like wait 45 minutes.
Okay.
And once we start trying, I let Umari go ahead, and then I just kind of disguise myself as just like one of the mercenaries that we've seen roaming around.
Okay.
And I'm like, this way, if they catch me, they won't think I'm the same guy.
Fair enough. Stealth checks with advantage, and guidance for you, and Umari. And don't forget about you can stack favor of the gods.
Well, but that's on a saving roll or an attack roll, not an ability check.
You're right. Scratch
I
that.
would have used that the last time.
You
I
have
was scrambling
you have
to read
guidance.
my.
good looking out. That's great.
Okay. Can I cast another cantrip though while I'm concentrated on this one, or no?
As long as it's not
withdraw?
concentration. Yeah.
Okay.
As long as it's not concentration.
Okay. With advantage +4, whatever's going to be on this screen, right?
It's plus a D4. So you roll a D4 and add that.
Okay. Okay. So I can do 1d4 in this situational bonus.
Okay.
Whew. Good thing.
I'm going to start sneaking down.
Okay. Okay. You guys, this time, really choose your footsteps carefully. And staring at the back of this guy's head as you make your way along the wall. Nobody seems to notice.
All right. So I'll just bring my. We're going to end up all the way down here, so I'll just move him down there.
All right. I can help this guy a little bit if he's unconscious. Might be enough to wake him up so you can get him out of here. And so
How am I going to get him down?
we'll cut him loose.
Okay.
All right. Let's be quick. At that point, I watching the guards around to make sure that they're not responding. Come up in the dark from the back behind him.
So far, nobody seems to notice. He is bound by thick ropes. The rope is probably 3/4 of an inch. By his wrist, going up to the pole, and his feet. So he is splay eagle, hung between the two posts. His wrists are like just high enough, like you can just reach them.
All right, we'll start with his feet because that won't be obvious. So we get down behind him and start untying his feet first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like,
You untie him or you cut him?
Untie him. It's quieter.
Okay.
Do you have a? I'm going to take a piece of. I've got some clothes. I'm going to tie like a shirt or something, like kind of around his mouth in case he just tries to start, like if he wakes up or something. I don't want him to start yelling.
Okay.
And last
Easy
thing,
enough to do.
fast as possible, start untying his hands. I'm like, grab a hand.
Okay. Both of you make dexterity checks. Just to see how well this goes.
Do I still get my guidance? Are we still inside a minute?
Yep, you can still do that. Maverick, easy enough. One hand tied, quiet as a mouse. Amari, it's taken you. You get it done, but it takes you a good 2 minutes.
As he's
Sorry,
doing,
man.
And you guys are like looking over your shoulder at the guards behind you.
Okay, as he's fighting with that knot, I hold on. I give him 3 hit points of healing.
Okay.
And so we get him down.
You got him down, and he is limp in your arms.
All right.
He's still unconscious.
Wow. All right, we're gonna, as quietly as possible, drag him back.
Okay. Make a stealth roll. Not an advantage this time. You're going slow,
Yeah.
so it cancels out disadvantage. Hey. Amari? Well, damn. As you guys start walking away, you've got him one over each shoulder, and you're both walking together, and his feet are slightly dragging, but over grass. And then you hit a gravel spot where his feet just scrape against the gravel. And exactly at that moment, one of the guards you keep going. And nobody seems to notice.
Get him back. Shall we try and get him all the way back before I start my distraction, or can you carry him from here?
I don't know what your distraction's going to be, so...
It's going to be loud. It's going to have all the eyes on me.
On you?
On me.
Oh, yeah. I want to get out of here.
All right, you want me to help you with him before we go?
Let's come around these tents a little bit.
All right, so yeah, we're going to drag him as quietly as possible again.
Okay.
Get up to Taz and put him on my horse. And I'll, hopefully I'll see you later. Good luck, guys. Back out over here. And you just see me walking.
Okay. So, give my computer 1 second to register a thing I clicked on.
No worries.
I will hit him with a cure wounds.
Okay.
You check something. All right, I'm still disguised. So yeah.
Here we go.
I can't target him because he's on my horse.
Now walk on past. Kind of hop into the shadows over here.
Okay.
Moving up the wall here.
Wow. Daz, as you you put a cloth over your hand to hide the glow, and the cure wounds pushes into him, you see the swollen eye recede and go to normal, and you hear a small in the jaw. And a lot of the bruises and the cuts get smaller or disappear entirely. It looks a lot better.
I'm conscious.
He's still, I'm sorry, he is not unconscious. He is starting to stir a little bit. It looks more like he's sleeping. You see his eyes kind of crack open and see you. What are you doing? And then goes to sleep again.
It seemed to be a drug-induced sleep.
Make a medicine check. While he's doing that, Merrick, what are you doing?
I'm up here in the dark as much as possible, scoping out what I see.
You have no idea, Taz. He looks asleep. So you're going over here?
Yeah, you see where I'm at?
Yeah, I see you. Let's say this guy's somewhere over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that guy was peeing earlier in the day. What you see in front of the cave is what you see. You see 3 guards there, 2 of them wearing the full regalia like those that guard the villagers. One of them is wearing the cultist regalia, but much less refined. Dark robes, looks pretty run-of-the-mill that you've seen so far. This one, with your impeccable dark vision, as he turns and scans, you do see a pin, but it only has 1 metal rod coming down from the bottom of the triangle.
Got it.
As you get this close, one of the drake here starts and tensing up in your direction. And you hear
All right.
you get the feeling it can't see you, but
Well, I'll pull out my longbow. And this guy's back here. Pull an arrow. Draw it back. And just as I'm to cast that arrow at that guy, where is it? Hang on. God, too many damn skills and features, Jesus. Where is it? There we go. As I ving it, the arrow gets hit with a light spell, or a light cantrip. And, yeah. I take a pot shot at that particular kobold.
this one right here in the center.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack.
All right, well, he's targeted, but it's not taking my attack.
You didn't roll for it yet.
I'm clicking on it. Why no register? There we go.
Where's the boom? I was expecting an earth-shattering kaboom.
That will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. What's Kevin, you would know. What's the radius of light?
I believe it's 10 feet. I had it open. Hold on.
2020.
20 bright, 20 dim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's an unarmed strike. You shot a bow.
Oh, ignore. The hell?
Huh.
How the hell?
Okay.
I've got longbow selected.
You don't take that roll, like,
It's
damn.
yeah. It keeps saying unarmed strike, but that's my longbow. I don't get it.
Nope.
Why are you doing this? It still says unarmed strike. What the hell? Let me click unarmed strike and see if no, that's not. There is no.
I don't see a longbow in your inventory.
Really? I do. That's what I'm clicking
Did
on.
you give it away? Or?
Well, this is my good longbow, but it probably may have done that. Hold on. Let me drag a new longbow in. Where's items?
Control space.
Control space, type in longbow.
Yep.
And you can pull it from there.
Did you guys complete that transaction earlier where you gave him the bow?
We did, but he had two of them. That's why he gave me one.
Yeah, but did he accidentally give you both? Is the question.
I only have one in my inventory.
It's still saying. Let me delete the old longbow. Maybe that's what's doing it. What the? How many longbows are in there? 3.
I got it.
An elephant.
No, I checked for elephants. There's no elephant. All right, I deleted the second one. You should have only one in there.
All right, now close. It still says unarmed strike. What the hell?
Okay.
Whip it.
What's the normal roll for just bow damage?
It's not equipped. Try again. One more time. I just equipped it for you.
It,
Nope. Okay.
I don't know what the hell it's doing. I'm in the right thing. I mean, it's...
Well, damn. That'll do it. There's a... Why are you shooting it?
Mine works.
I heal him and then I shoot it. Thunk. On the other side of the camp.
Anyway,
So,
as I do that, I yell out. Siderath, Longdross, we have business.
okay. You hear an immediate, just a Wilhelm scream from the kobold, and it goes down. And then out of its chest, just sticking this beacon of light in front of the cave. The other kobolds immediately run inside the cave and just disappear. The drakes all rush towards the area that you are where the arrow came from. The humanoids take a moment to look around for the sound. You guys have seconds before things keep moving. What are you doing? We're going to go one at a time. Taz and Umari, you hear this yell, and you hear Merrick's voice off in the distance. And you see this beacon of light just show up right at the mouth of the cave.
Taz is putting the dude on one of the horses there and strapping him in.
I would have assumed you already did that in the time that it took
okay.
him to in the time it took Merrick to get over there. You put him on and heal him up, and he's all set on the horse. So
I look over to see if I see that commoner girl that was talking to me earlier. If she happens to be awake or not.
The other guards take a step in the direction of the sound, but don't move more than that. They're all facing the cave. As you look behind the tent, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then you see a face pop out. And she just kind of, she looks frazzled. She looks like she doesn't want to say anything, but she's like,
Right. Umari, grab the other horse. Jump on Ollie. Ride along the cliff there. And as we go by, I grab her, pull her up on the arms.
Okay.
Say now.
all right. Mari, you're on your horse taking off with him?
Yeah, and I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy and make it sound like a giant earthquake going off.
Okay. Where?
Right above to the right of these guards, away from on the other side of the.
Like
Not-
here?
Yeah, like up in the middle area, right up there.
Right. Right there? Okay.
And I cast guidance on myself.
Okay. You guys take off like a bat out of hell into these tents, and several villagers come rush up to you all at once as you run in, go in with your horses. I'd say each horse could fit one, maybe two villagers and yourself, if the second villager is really small. So you could probably, you could get 3/4 of them onto, one on the extra horse, behind the one strapped in, and one or two each, Umari and Taz.
All right, I'll grab the girl, and then if there's another younger or smaller, I'll grab that one as well.
Okay. Umari.
Are there 3 little kids?
No children.
Okay.
No children.
All right. Well, I'll grab 1, 2 of the women and throw them on the horse. So let's go. We gotta go. We gotta move.
Okay. As you guys rush in to grab these villagers and throw them on your back, the guards, 2 of them, turn towards you. Just, wait, stop, and start rushing in your direction. I'd say you grabbed those and that one. So you got, yep. So you have 2 of them that are, trying to get on the horse that there's no room. We're gonna flip back to Merrick. At this point, I'd like everybody to roll initiative, just for the sake, maybe a fight, maybe not.
Combat encounter.
There's no active combat.
You gotta start
So
the-
I'll
you
ro-
gotta start the,
I'll roll it manually. 16.
There you go. 16.
Hold on a second. Now you guys are making me get all. I don't know how to add my. If I'm doing this manually, I don't know how to add if I'm just doing the die.
/R and then 1d20 and then plus your initiative bonus.
Then I have to give it plus.
So, Merrick, you managed to add yourself to the initiative.
I did it through Argon, and I waited until you activated the encounter.
Yeah, so the encounter is activated, so you guys can roll regular initiative.
Okay, you're not going to add us from these rolls.
What'd you roll? You rolled an 8.
A change in mine now. 16.
Okay. And I'm just missing Mari.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll it. Yep, from Argon. All right. So. Those 2. And say this round. Those 3, 4, yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Merrick, you're up first.
All right.
Okay, yeah, sorry, when we come back to us.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Do I see anything with wings in front of me?
You do not?
Okay. This time I yell out really loudly. Cyan Wrath, Langdarosa, we are here. Wait.
Okay.
If these drakes charge me, I'm just going to back up.
Okay. So you're holding your action to dash.
To dash the hell away, yes.
Okay. Perfect. Well, good thing. This one is going to rush you. So you can get, or you can move your movement away without an attack of opportunity.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna.
As you see it coming at you.
Right. And yeah, that's just as quick as I can. Don't you let me move?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it's on his turn, I think. Yeah, it's on his
Yep.
turn.
Yep.
Just drag me like right in front of those tents
Good.
somewhere.
You can do it now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just go to the limit of my movement. You know, pretty much like right to here, I think is enough.
Okay.
Wait, dash is double movement. I'm.
Well, so if you take your action to move, or you use your movement on your turn, and then you can take your action to move another 30 feet.
Gotcha. Okay, now that
So
works.
you're just holding your action to move.
Gotcha.
But
Okay. Nope, that's cool. So yeah, I just instantly Merrick just kind of goes.
okay. So 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 30. Yep. Okay. This thing is just darting after you. It's not going to quite do it yet. The other one is going to move up. This one. Where are you?
That's over by us.
I am before the Dragon Claw. I've got a 16.
Why'd yours say 10?
Because I had to re-roll it once you got the combat tracker up.
Got it.
And I just want to ask if my earthquake had any impact on those guys at all, or not.
Yes. Yes. One of them immediately starts moving over in that direction. The other two are staying with you guys. These kobolds, before all this started happening, just started running full tilt towards the cave. Or in that direction anyway. They don't want any part of this. So yeah, this guy is going to run up
I go
What's
before
that?
him.
Oh, you go
I go.
before. How do I edit?
Should be able to go on the combat tracker, right click, I think, on the number and manually edit it.
There it is. Thank you.
There we go. Now if we go, yeah, there.
Here we go.
All right, so Anything happen with these two guys at Thunderclap? Did that scare them or anything you could tell? Or?
They look startled. They hear the thunderclap and they're looking at you guys packing these villagers onto your horse, and they're a little torn. They're scattered. Their focus is not 100%.
The one that's closest to me is gotta put my hand out. Say, stay. Fast hold person.
Okay. Is that a wisdom save?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Mitty. Quality of life. He, looking back and forth, all of a sudden you just see his head just snap and his whole body freezes up. And you know it takes hold.
Let's roll.
That's the one with the red dot on it, I presume?
Yep.
What's the horses? 60.
How far can we get with horses?
60. Or double ours.
They can't do it for a sustained period of time. You would all know this, having ridden horses. You know, they can keep the pace for a bit, but all right. This one. He's going to make a wisdom save. And immediately starts running in this direction to see what that large thunder rumbling was. And just starts looking around, trying to find where it came from. This guy can't do anything. Is just stuck, and you hear a slight, and that's it. And then,
damn it! Oh,
and this one runs toward you, since you are its target. You Merrick, for visual sake, you see these large Komodo dragons the size of Great Danes come barreling towards you, snarling. They're all blue with a white streak that runs down their side. The streak is unique to each one. Let me just check something real quick. Yep. Okay. All right. This one is going to move up, and Amari, you didn't get a?
Yeah.
Nope. Yep.
I haven't gone yet.
And right over Mari. Sorry about that. Go ahead, but you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna just haul ass over towards Taz. Hold on a second. Let's see. I can get it right behind him.
Okay.
Come on.
You should be able to highlight both yourself and your horse. Just click and drag over both of them.
Yeah, I am. It's just making it. Hold on. Select targets. There you go. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Used to, but I want to be able to select token. Select my token, and that should just be able to drag them, but it's just doing that flashing.
Okay. I'll help you out. That's where you want to get?
Yeah, and I'm gonna yell back to Tilly and to what's his name? Say, follow me.
He's unconscious. You got to pull the reins.
Okay.
I
To lead him.
assume, yeah. And these horses have traveled enough together that Tilly just kind of starts following the other two.
And then I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and cast guidance on myself again.
Okay. This guy is moving this way. Okay. Then this one went, that one went. All right, Merrick, you're up.
Ooh, wait for this one. All right. All of a sudden, there's kind of a shimmer of light. And you see two great, fuzzy, blurry, smoky wings appear. And my eyes shine. And I go straight up, flying 30 feet into the air. And again, yelling out. This time, Cyan Wrath, we have you surrounded, as loud as he can.
Anything else?
Got my bow drawn, but that's it. It's not shooting. That's it.
Okay.
Holding my action in case somebody makes an attack at me.
Okay.
Is the top elevation? I think. Yeah. Nope. That's
Oh, no.
points.
What's your fly speed?
30. So I can go up 30 feet. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And wait. Hold on while I do a thing.
No worries.
There we go. That's where it is. Okay.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this glimmering white light, this slight white glow emanates from you as you hover 30 feet in the air. And the cultists that started to charge and follow the drakes pause, seeing you fly up. Just a slight moment of hesitation. Give me an intimidation check.
Alrighty.
This was not something they were expecting.
Would be a good.
Slight moment of hesitation, and then they keep going. The drakes get up there, and at this point, I would like, let's see, double dash. Even if they came on. At this point, you guys, Taz, Umari, just and bolt out of the front. 2 or 3 cultists try to cut you off, but you just blow through them with your, the horse's chest just knocks them back onto their ass. The villagers are holding on for their dear life. Gonna roll some strength checks for them in a second. Merrick, you are pretty much in a place where whatever's on the ground below you can't hurt you. Especially as you keep climbing up.
Well, at 30 feet, I'm actually going to start flying without losing altitude. Level flight in the direction of the cave.
The direction of the cave?
Yep. But without going down. So I've got, the height still in the air.
Okay.
Maybe even going up about 10 feet,
As you take off, you start to move towards the entrance of the cave, and in about 10 seconds or so, you see a blue half-dragon emerge from the cave just furious, looking everywhere, and then sees you in the air.
Wait. You come for a rematch, have you? Why don't you come on down?
Again, without losing altitude. Oh, sorry. Where did I? Okay. That was weird. All right. He doesn't have wings either, correct?
He does not.
All right. I literally am just flying right over there. I'm like, we have you surrounded, right?
He kind of, holding his glaive at his side, looks around, looks up at the cliffside.
Don't see anything.
He kind of closes his eyes. Make a deception check. And you see him
You lie. You're a good liar, I'll give you that. But you lie.
I have you surrounded. Keep flying up higher above towards those cliffs.
and he looks back at the rest of them.
Don't just stare, you fools. Go.
And They scurry, including the drakes. For some reason, the drakes seem to understand the impetus of movement and getting there.
I'm just
You-
jackassing around, and I'm literally flying up way above the cave entrance. I'm like, so what do you got
Oh.
down there?
A couple of the mercenaries pull up bows and start taking a couple of shots at you.
At that point, over the cliff edge.
Taz and Umari, you are probably a good 200 feet away from the plateau at this point. And Cyanrath just give me 1 second. Okay. Cyanrath runs with a speed and an alacrity that it brings back a memory of when you faced him. His feet barely seem to touch the ground as he just bolts through the camp. Let's see. Yeah, I'm about there. Several of the men start bringing bows and just start firing up and over the cliff. That shouldn't be there.
As he moves out, I get just far enough away so that I can't be seen over the edge of the cliff. And I'm going to parallel the wall south.
You do see several dark shapes emptying out of the guard tower.
How much? I figure out how far I can move. 'Cause I've got about 6 turns at 30 feet. Does a dash apply to flight?
Those-
So I can do 60 feet a turn. So I'm going to fly along the edge of the cliff wall until it runs out, going towards the main entrance.
Okay. I was just going to ask, how long does it last?
1 minute, so 10 turns.
You're sitting on about, I'd say at this point, 5 turns.
Yeah.
So you got about another 30 seconds worth of flight.
So yeah, that's basically I'm going to get. I don't know if I can get there or not. But I'm trying to get as far over on this edge of the wall over here. Not straight, of course. And I think I can just go. That's about the time it would run out, I would think.
So
7 turns.
60 times 3 is 180 feet.
Yeah.
So
I think that's about it. So this is. Let's see.
right.
Oh, that's like double. All right. So yeah, about half that.
Yep.
I don't know how you keep track of frickin' Fisk. Jesus. Now, once I get there, I get to that edge of that cliff, because hopefully they're shooting where I was, not where I'm at.
Yep.
I'm gonna take a look at something. Can I see him running?
You can. Yeah, from this distance with your dark vision, yes.
There he is. All right. In that case, seeing him, I hit him with Hunter's Mark.
Okay. And in the time, well, I mean, how far does Hunter's Mark go?
I
Because
have to
time
be able
that-
to see it. Target
Okay.
you can see within range is the.
Okay.
And then I use a
Um,
longbow. I am taking a peg and a shot at him.
Then, I mean, he's fast.
Okay.
So I'd say he's probably up here by the time.
Yeah, I'm taking the Hail Mary long shot at him. I know it's ridiculous.
Yep. Then at disadvantage.
All right.
So you catch him out of the corner of your eye, and this semi-white light, greenish.
It's still coming up on strike. I do not confess.
I don't know. Let's see. I'll do it.
If you want to share your character sheet, I can take a look.
How do you share it out?
Adam would have to do that.
Oh, let me try this. I'm just going to roll it again and see what it does. It's still coming up on my, I don't care. But anyway, the first roll is what matters.
There it is, and longbow. Oh.
Oh well.
Nope. It goes and goes and disappears into the darkness, and you hear a. Not sure if it hit. It hit something. Tez, Mari, what are you guys doing? As you turn around, you see 3, 5, 6 dark shapes, 10, 12 dark shapes pouring out of the mouth of this plateau in your direction. Torches within a few. Not too long after, you guys both want to make a perception check for me. Very nice. You see cresting behind them as these shapes part, and one figure approaching very quickly out of the mouth.
I'll yell at Umari, meet you back in town. I will sip at one-way double speed. Split up.
Okay. Do you go left or right?
Left.
Okay. Mari, you go right or straight?
If it's lower, 3 or lower, I go straight. If it's 4 or higher,
Love
I
it.
go right.
Love it.
I'm going right.
Okay. You guys literally just fork. Who's taking Tilly?
I'll take Tilly.
He's tied to.
Yeah, I'm carrying Tilly.
So that you guys split off. As you're riding, you look behind, and you do see the group that is fast receding behind you. They're nowhere near as fast as you. Just little faint dots behind their shadows against the light of the torches from the camp. But you can see that they too are starting to split.
Okay. I'm going to. I don't know if this really makes sense right now, but I'm going to.
Sorry, no, not split. Fan out.
So where am I right now? Am I outside of the?
You guys are you, Taz, and Tilly, and all the villagers on your horses are maybe 260, almost 300 feet outside the plateau on the green fields. You look to your left, right, everywhere around you. It is low, undulating hills and occasional plain. Very low grass, not a lot of tree cover.
Okay. I don't know if this applies to Tilly, and I don't want to leave Tilly behind, but Tilly's kind of attached. So at this moment in time, I don't know if this makes sense, because I don't know if we're still in combat, technically, but I would say I would use an action surge and take another action to move more. Or is that just movement?
It's not so much your movement, it's the horse's movement.
Okay.
So I'll say give me an animal handling check.
Okay.
Yeah. You try to push the horse to go faster, but it's already at its limit with you and two other villagers on its back. It's going as fast as it can.
Okay. Got it.
Merrick.
All right.
You are now on the ridge without a horse, by yourself on foot. What are you doing?
I'm still seeing everybody pour out this gate. I haven't given them enough time. So, I just get right about here. And seeing these guards down here, I'm going to keep the distraction up. Let me try something. I'm going to see if I'm rolling for my longbow, but I'm clicking on my javelin to see if it's just that entry that's messed up.
Okay.
No, that reads right. So,
That reads right.
so, and then would that be a hit?
Yep.
All right, let me see if damage roll will work. It's still coming up on arm strike. What should that be for my bow? What should I roll? I want to get it.
It's 1d8 plus your dex modifier.
Dex modifier, yeah. All right, hold on. Let me get that. Ooh, okay, I'll take that.
What'd you roll? I didn't see
It's coming up. It's coming.
Oh, there it is.
So,
Nice.
yeah, whack.
All right. At which one?
The guy that's targeted up here, the dragon claw.
Let's see.
The one right by the door, the closest to the door, the dragon claw,
Got it.
closest, or the closest to the cave.
I don't know why it didn't do the damage, so I will just. Hey. He takes it in the shoulder, and it's practically pinning his arm to his side. Pulls the scimitar and ducks inside the cave. Is that your turn? Anything else you're doing? Are you can keep, I mean, we're not in combat, so I mean, you can. Are you just like firing into the crowd? Is that what you're doing?
Basically, yeah. I'm trying to get the attention over here as much as possible.
All right. As you continue to fire, the humanoids start running away this way. The drakes start running towards you and start trying to climb the wall. Very much unsuccessfully. They're just like slipping, and it's too sheer for them to get anywhere with it. This guy, oh yeah, he's dead. So he, and how long are you staying there?
I'm not spending all day there.
Okay.
I mean, if it looks like I'm getting attention and I start seeing a lot of eyes on me, I just step back away from the edge of that cliff, and
Okay.
I am going to use all my skills to fast track across these grasslands and loop around and try and, I'm going to go south and parallel where I think Taz and Umari would have ridden. They're going to be ahead of me, but,
Okay.
watching for them, because I know that they're pouring out that gate, so I'm angling south to stay ahead of them.
Okay. You have about You have about 30 seconds.
Okay.
So you can get pretty far, even on foot. But he is fast. Give me a stealth check with advantage.
Absolutely.
And add. What is your favorite terrain? I'm not looking at anything
not
yet.
this one. It's not this, but it's forest.
Okay.
So it's not really going to apply for this.
Okay. And. All right. Okay. $17. I'm gonna make one roll. And this will kind of decide where things go. Give me one sec. You run back from the cliff's edge, look around for anything, and see a boulder, maybe 50 feet away. You dash for it. And then as you get closer to the boulder, it's split just enough for you to like slip your body into it and wedge yourself. And then your ranger training kicks in, and you grab a branch, stick it into the gap, and just hold. And as you hold there, you hear and nothing. You hear yelling. You hear screaming. Screaming things like, "Who are you thinking?" And you hear, "Oh!" And you just hear a clatter and a clamor throughout the entire plateau. And a half hour goes by inside this crack. You're just waiting. And then you hear Cyanrath's voice again from inside the plateau. Just booming. "Everyone round up. We're leaving now." And that is where we'll end tonight's episode.